Hello, everybody. Welcome to On the Frequency Podcasts. You're probably wondering, by the way, I'm Brian, and of course, Juliet Cameron.
Hello.
You're probably wondering why I am not in the shot at this point. Well, just to answer that question for you, this is your special bonus gift, uh, Juliet's free tool that is a depression survival kit. So, I'm just going to say, what is the first thing that somebody would do when they start feeling and noticing that they're slipping into a state of depression? And I'll just go ahead and give the floor to you.
Great. Let's get right into it, as you say. Let's get right into it. So, very first thing is you need to remove all of the negative feed from your life really fast, okay? So that means in the moment when you're feeling down or you're really sunk into the trenches, I want you to turn off the TV, stop reading the newspaper, don't watch the news, actually turn your cell phone off or put it away. No social media. It's time to heal. Okay, that's the most important thing. And so you want to remove all distractions, even though you're going to there's going to be that part of you that wants to be distracted. And that's what you don't want to do when you're feeling depressed. It's going to be okay. So remind yourself, everything's going to be all right. It always is. Okay, even if you don't believe it. First thing, everything's going to be okay. So, no news, no TV, no music that's depressing, angry, or violent. And then we're going to center and breathe. Because when you're depressed, you usually forget how to breathe. Your body's very tense. And you're usually breathing very, very shallow inside. Okay. So, first thing we're going to do is we're going to learn how to do an ocean breath, okay? Because most people, if I tell them to breathe, they just breathe through the nose, which is still shallow. When they breathe like this, they go, and that's not where I want you to breathe. I actually want you to learn how to breathe, opening up your windpipe and pretending, if you could imagine, like it's hollow bamboo. So the easiest way to learn ocean breath is to do it with an open mouth. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make an open mouth and make a sound going. And then we're going to exhale through that open mouth. Now this time when we do it, I want you to fill up your belly and let that breath come all the way up into the chest. And then you're going to do exactly the same thing, releasing the chest and releasing the belly in a full breath. And we'll do it with an open mouth just to learn. Okay, here we go. Open breath, open mouth, and ocean breath. Here we go. Exhale. Squeeze all the air out. Now you can feel the difference in doing that as opposed to usually the breath where we close off the windpipe and only breathe through the nose. But now we're going to do the exact same thing by closing the mouth, and we're going to do this through the nose. So this time you're really going to hear it kind of in your ears, and that's where you get that ocean breath name. So here we go. Take your time, and it should feel really good. Sometimes you get a little bit dizzy because you get a lot of oxygen, but you're going to really love how it makes you feel. It's very, very calming. Okay, let's try it. Same thing. We're going to breathe in through the abdomen, swell up through the chest, and don't force it. You're just going to rise through the breath, naturally pulling in and lifting up, and then exhaling all that air out. Okay, here we go. Breathe in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. And we'll try that again. Here we go. Inhale. Exhale. Now your breath might be a little less long in duration, and that's okay. It takes a little bit of time, but the aim is not to really make this really long and drawn out, is that you just get a big, clean, full breath. And I want you to do that just a couple of times. So we'll do this 2 more times together, and I want you to practice with me, okay? And just let your palms rest on your knees, be in a comfortable, easy sitting position. Here we go, breathing in. Now rise to the top and just hold for a second, and then exhale. Squeeze all the air out. Hold for a second. Breathe in. All the way up. Hold for a second. Exhale. Hold one more time. Inhale. One second. Exhale. Now already you should feel a difference. Already the body is a little bit lighter. You're changing your frequency and you're oxygenating your body, which is so important. So we're going through a couple of stages for immediate results. And when you're doing these, you might notice that you can hold that breath just a little longer, but it should never feel like it's a strain, okay? So the max that you want to hold your breath at the top of the wave is 3 seconds, and also on the exhale is 3 seconds. Eventually you can go a little bit deeper, but don't let that be the purpose of that. Okay, next thing I want you to know to do right now, before you even think about doing anything else, is to create a nice little playlist, because you're not going to want to do this in the state of depression. Create a nice playlist that's uplifting, inspiring, whatever music you really like. Make sure that it really uplifts you. I suggest a 528 hertz frequency, which is the Miracle Transformation Love frequency, and you can get those free. You can download those on YouTube. You can also go to Spotify, and they have some things there also. So there's a lot of really good resources for that. That frequency really helps very fast to change the vibration. But if you have other things you like to sing to, some people really love gospel music or like to hear the harp. Make sure that it's something that really makes you feel good. And again, you want to have that playlist ready so when you feel blue, you can go right to it and click on it. Okay, so 528, which is actually what you're listening to in the background if you can hear it. We're listening to singing bowls, and singing bowls are also very healing. Wind chimes, sounds of water. If you feel kind of like there's grime on you, maybe from the day, get under running water. A lot of people want to take a bath, but actually running water helps negative ions, and that helps to release a lot of that yuck and clear the space. So get under the shower. Okay, so we did centering. You learned your ocean breath. Now I want to also remind you that one of the most important things you can do too is to remember to clean your bowels when you're feeling really down. If you're feeling like crap, it's usually because you're kind of full of it right now. So enemas and colonics are really great. I know that's kind of terrible to say that, but you're always going to feel better when your bowels are clean. It's actually not natural or normal to go for any long length of time without going to the bathroom. So you should be going every single day, several times a day. And if you're feeling bad, go ahead and clean out, okay? That will make you feel good very fast. So make sure you're breathing, clean your bowels, and breathe. Now we're going to do affirmation work. And even if you don't feel like doing it, push through this anyway, because we remember we're changing the wiring in our brain, okay? So your affirmation is really simple. And the reason that I chose this is when you're in depression, you're cycling a lot of repetitive things about old belief systems, and you're wanting something to be another way than it is, and you're acting and feeling out of fear. So this affirmation is going to actually take you out of that. And we're going to do it 10 times with open receptive palms, which means we're not actually uniting any fingers together. We're just letting our palms rest. And you will actually start to feel a little energy in your palms if you are doing any kind of healing work, or, you know, anybody can feel that amazing energy. And it just lets us know how powerful and wonderful we are, and that we're amazing miracles. So the affirmation that we're going to do is, this too shall pass. Okay, so here we go. We're going to breathe and relax. And I want you to do the ocean breath, and you may actually say this internally, or if it helps to speak it out, and sometimes it really does, we can do that also together. Here we go. Close your eyes. Take a moment to get centered. Now take one of those big, wonderful breaths in through the nose. Out through the nose, and take your time. And breathe in. And on the exhale, say, "This too shall pass." Breathe in. This too shall pass. 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 And you can slow that down if you need to and really lengthen that. You can do it even more times than 10 if you like to. And you can do it as often as you need to out throughout the day. And now what we're going to do is we're going to purge your body in case you're still going on with your commentary in the brain after all of this. And this is called a breath of fire. And there's nothing more incredible or powerful than pranayama, your breath, which is your life force. And so to do this, I'm just going to show you. We're not hyperventilating here. What we're going to do is we're going to take a breath in. I'm going to take a couple of breaths, and then we're going to pump our diaphragm here on the exhale. And sometimes when you've never done this before, you'll feel your abdominal muscles really working, and sometimes you'll feel it a little bit in the muscles of your back. You won't feel this in your ligaments or your spine or anything like that. It won't be like a backache. You'll just feel muscles working, but it'll feel very good. But the whole point is to push out on the exhale and naturally let the inhale occur. So this is what it looks like without us starting. Okay, I'm going to take a breath in through my nose, and you're breathing through your nose only. Now, you can go slower than that, or faster. But the faster you go, it's going to be a little more difficult. So just find your rhythm, and we'll do a couple of those together, okay? We'll do a couple of rounds. If you need to stop, take a nice big breath through the nose. One of the wonderful things you're going to experience through this is after you're finished with your breath of fire, you're going to get a really clean sense of smell where the air actually smells really good for a change. Sometimes you smell flowers. Sometimes you can smell something that smells minty. If you're detoxing, you can get an ammonia scent. So that just lets you know that you're just pushing a lot of that garbage out of your body. And the more you do this, the better you feel. It's absolutely fabulous. So let's do a couple of rounds. We'll first take a couple of breaths together. Again. Now this time on that exhale, I want you to pump. Here we go. And inhale, exhale. You feel the difference? Wow. Okay, one more time. Here we go. Breathe in. And this time we're going to begin. that's about 60 breaths, and you really feel it now. I'm sure you do. So feel a sense of that elevation. Your energy is changed. And be in this space right now for a few minutes. It's completely normal to feel a little bit of dizziness, a little lightheadedness. And now the last thing to do, the last topper for today, is give gratitude for anything and everything you could find, even if it's hard. It gets easier the more you do this. Remember, you're changing your chemistry, you're changing your brain, and it's going to get much better every single time. Thank you so much for joining me. Blessings to you. And I look forward to seeing you again. Good evening.